Next, we have 6-72. Aiden was frustrated that he needed to write so much when solving an equation, something I'm sure that you could probably relate with. So he decided to come up with a shortcut for recording his work to solve his new equation. As you look at Aiden's recording off to the right, we're talking about right here, this area, right, oh, fiddlesticks. But this area right here, right? As you look at that, how he solved 2x plus 4 equals negative 12, visualize an equation map with algebra tiles, and then answer the questions for each of the steps below. So Alpha asks, what legal move does writing negative 4 twice represent? So they're talking about here and here. What legal move, so this would be considered mat A, that would be considered mat B. What legal move is it that where we are removing the same amount from both sides of the map? I better turn back because I need to record my paper right there on my paper. All right. So that legal move would be writing negative 4 twice represents make sure I'm saying this correctly. It represents adding negative 4 to both sides. I would say it would be removing balanced sets, but this one's blue and that one's red in the original, if you can see what I'm saying, blue, and then the negative 12, that would be red tiles, so that would be adding negative 4 tiles to both sides, adding balanced sets to both sides. Which is adding balanced sets. Bravo says, what legal move does circling the positive 4 and the negative 4 represent? So they're talking about right here. Oops, I'm trying to not move it. So right here, this spot right here, what is it about that right there? What does that represent? Hopefully you can see it. So we have positive 4 and a negative 4, and it's on the same side. That means it represents zero pairs. Next, we have Charlie. Charlie says, what does the box around 2/2 or 2 halves represent? So what is this box? We're no longer talking about so we're talking about right here. We're not talking about legal moves at the moment, but what does that look like? Hopefully you can see it. That is a giant 1. So the box around 2/2 represents, oops, I'm misspelling it. A giant 1. Or 1x. What's that next to it? So that's important. We always want to know what 1x is when we're solving an equation. That's what makes it important. Delta, why did Aiden divide both sides by 2? Why did he just not leave that 2x turn into a giant 1 right here is equal to negative 16? Why did he do that? because we need to keep it equal. If we're dividing by 2 right here to make it 1x, we need to divide by 2 on the other side so that they both still remain equal to one another. So he divided both sides by 2 to keep them equal to one another. Echo. Echo says, check his solution in the original equation. Is his solution correct? So his solution is x is equal to -8. So we need to check it right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute -8 in for x. So I have two groups of -8 plus 4 is equal to -12. I'm going to circle my terms to help me follow the correct order of operations. I'm going to start with what looks the weirdest, which on the left side of the equation on that A is the two groups of -8. Two groups of +8 is 16. The opposite of that is -16 plus 4 equals -12. If I have 16 red tiles and 4 blue tiles, I would make some 0 pairs and I would be left with -12 or 12 red. And that does equal -12. So the solution was correct.